Well, it is April, and that means snow, obviously, and taxes. Navigating the tax season can be tricky for anyone, but especially those who are new to Canada and haven't filed taxes here before. So today we've got you covered. Joining us this morning with her advice for newcomers on how to make sure you file properly and get the best return possible is Stephanie Riccio, TurboTax spokesperson and CPA. Great to have you back.
Good morning.
Okay, so for someone who's new to our country, how can they make sure that they have properly prepared to file their tax return?
Perfect. So for anyone who's new to Canada, the first thing you need to have is apply for and receive your social insurance number. You will need this to not only prepare and file your return, but to access other government benefits. Then you need to know the filing deadline that pertains to you. So if you are an employed Canadian, then you are filing by April 30th. And if you are self-employed, it's generally June 15th. But because it falls on a weekend this year, you have until June 16th to file. But whether you're employed or self-employed, if you have a balance owing, it must be paid by April 30th to avoid penalties and interest.
Okay, so April 30th, June 15th/16th is our kind of benchmark there. You mentioned the SIN number that you need, your social insurance number. But what other kind of information and documentation do you need to file that tax return?
So for new Canadians, you're going to need your date of entry into Canada. You must include it within your tax return. If you were employed at any point in the year, you will have received a T-slip from your employer by the end of February. That needs to be included. If you earn any income outside of Canada, you need those amounts to report your worldwide income as well. And then lastly, if you owned a foreign asset valued at over $100,000, that must be reported in your return using Form T1135.
Okay, what kind of tax credits and deductions specifically can new Canadians or people who are in our country for the first time or brand new to Canada take advantage of?
So we have the basic personal amount, which is a non-refundable tax credit that the majority of Canadians are eligible for, and it's a large credit. Now, for new individuals coming to Canada, in order to claim the full amount, 90% of your income must be from Canadian sources. If you don't meet that threshold, your amount is then prorated based on your date of entry into Canada.
Okay.
Then we have the GST/HST credit, which is a quarterly tax-free benefit that's paid to individuals to help offset the cost incurred for GST on purchases. We also have the Canada Child Benefit, which is paid to individuals with eligible dependents under the age of 18 to offset the cost of raising children. But what's important to note for those last two is that in order to receive those benefits, you must file a tax return and you must file on time to get into the payment schedule as it's regularly scheduled.
So that's looking ahead to next year. That's part of why you want to get the tax return in for this year.
Exactly.
So that you get some money back.
Precisely.
What common mistakes do you see when people are filing these tax returns for the first time?
So I would say for the first timers, it's really just about navigating the Canadian tax system for the first time and all of the complexities that come with it. And that's really where a digital tax solution like TurboTax is a great help to ensure that you can file accurately and correctly to get the biggest refund possible. But for someone who still might have questions and want that human interaction, you can, with TurboTax Assistant Review, you can speak to a tax expert and ask an unlimited amount of questions, have them review your return before you file, or even ask them questions after you filed so that you can feel confident that you've done your taxes right.
Listen, I've been filing tax returns for what feels like 100 years, and I still work with somebody because it is a daunting system.
Yes.
It's very complex, and it is easy to miss, especially some of the benefits and the money that can come back to you. Stephanie, I know that there's so much money that kind of goes unclaimed every year for not just new Canadians, but all Canadians.
Exactly. So asking the questions is the best way to make sure that you can get every dollar that you're entitled to.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Thank you.
And good luck to you if you are filing your tax return.
If you like that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.